Imagine an AI so powerful that it doesn't just retrieve information, but uses step-by-step reasoning to understand, analyze, and synthesize it like an expert. Welcome to DeepSeek, the cutting-edge AI. What is DeepSeek? DeepSeek is an advanced open-source AI assistant with an embedded search engine that enables it to write comprehensive reports on any topic. The platform works across various types of tasks, from simple text generation to complex problem-solving, making it versatile for different needs: blog posts, market research, data analysis, and many more. Since its release, the secret behind DeepSeek's hype has been its game-changing approach, which its developers used. The thing is, DeepSeek is able to achieve impressive capabilities while using much less than other AI models. According to available information, training the initial DeepSeek model cost only around $5 million. So this is where one of the DeepSeek's Also, DeepSeek works super fast. When it was first released, it operated 3 times quicker than other top AI tools. As a result, this created a trend for fast models like Gemini Flash or ChatGPT's Instant Mode. So DeepSeek's accessibility and powerful capabilities make it perfect for anyone, both for personal purposes and business. Core capabilities. DeepSeek excels through several key features that make it stand out in the AI landscape. Deep thinking is one of such features, and in the screenshot below you can see an example of DeepSeek's thinking process. For demonstration purposes, all screenshots are provided in English. As you can see, DeepSeek is a search engine. Also, unlike traditional search, for example, asking, why do people prefer Now you've seen both modes in action: deep thinking for transparent step-by-step thinking, and smart search for comprehensive topic research. Understanding when to use each mode is essential. Let's test that knowledge. What primary factor contributed to DeepSeek's efficient development? When should you choose DeepSeek's reasoning mode over search mode? Well done! Key takeaways. DeepSeek is a free, powerful AI tool for... How are companies transforming their operations with DeepSeek? Let's explore 5 compelling use cases that show how businesses of all sizes are achieving real results with AI. These stories will help you understand practical applications of DeepSeek in everyday business operations. Why businesses need DeepSeek. Before diving into specific cases, let's understand what, in general, businesses using AI achieve significantly lower costs. In turn, since DeepSeek is an open-source model, it does not require massive investments to implement. Customer support evolution. Small businesses can transform customer service with DeepSeek-powered AI chatbot. For example, here are the potential results that can be achieved by a small retail company that uses DeepSeek for its content creation revolution. Thus, a marketing agency can have its content creation time using DeepSeek. Smart data analysis. DeepSeek can also be used by companies that want to uncover valuable insights from their data. The AI will analyze As an example, consulting firms demonstrate this perfectly. Without large analyst teams, customer experience enhancement. DeepSeek enables firms to power it. For instance, e-commerce platforms have seen increases in conversions after implementing AI-powered personalized recommendation. Operational efficiency. All in all, as you could have understood, DeepSeek will increase the operational efficiency of your business while not requiring high costs. With DeepSeek, businesses can automate not only routine tasks like data entry or report generation. What makes DeepSeek uniquely accessible for small businesses? Which operational improvement best demonstrates DeepSeek's efficiency? How does DeepSeek most effectively help content creation? Well done! Now you know how DeepSeek can be applied in real key takeaways. DeepSeek reduces costs while improving service quality with no major investment needed. Real businesses achieve measurable results across considerations and responsible AI use. As we delve deeper into DeepSeek's capabilities, it's crucial to understand why ethics matter in business. Therefore, ethical AI practices are the foundation of trust. Transparency is about, in this sense, the business impacts are clear. Transparent AI reduces ensuring equitable AI. Such biases could lead to AI for example, while using AI as thus, the key strategies for AI fairness in business are: conduct regular audits on responsible deployment. Ethical AI deployment is an ongoing effort, not a one-time. Therefore, key strategies include establishing AI committees for as a result, by operationalizing ethics, businesses drive sustainable growth. Safeguarding privacy. Last but not least, privacy is a very important concern when using. Here are some things that you should know when using AI. AI tools collect users' personal data. Therefore, you need to keep the let's practice. Now that you are familiar with ethical considerations and first, how does transparency in AI systems impact business outcomes? Next, what is the most effective approach for businesses to address potential bias in AI systems? Lastly, when handling personal data in AI systems, which approaches should businesses prioritize? This time, select all that apply. Putting ethics into practice. You now have on this note, we are concluding the DeepSeek Fundamentals Unit. Key takeaways. Ethical AI practices foster trust, drive sustainable growth, and mitigate risks. Smart approach to prompting. Welcome to the next stage of mastering DeepSeek. In this unit, we'll focus on prompt engineering, a skill for crafting prompts, questions, or instructions that guide AI responses effectively. As you remember, DeepSeek excels to get the best results from either mode. Questions shape thinking. One of the main rules of prompting. As an example, take a look at these two questions. Which one of these questions triggers deeper reasoning from DeepSeek? The same pattern applies when you ask how instead of what. Overall, this rule can be summarized as recipe ingredients matter. Keep questions focused. Overall, unfocused questions confuse DeepSeek and produce scattered answers. Therefore, if you have multiple questions, ask them separately. For example, when researching remote work tools, why is remote collaboration harder than in-person teamwork? How do video conferencing tools improve remote communication? What features matter most when choosing a remote work platform? Each question gets a focused answer, not a single response trying to cover everything. Practice time. You want to understand online advertising. Which question gets you deeper insight? Which questions trigger deeper reasoning? Great job! Key takeaways. Questions shape the depth of response you get from DeepSeek. Making your prompts more powerful. Why details matter. The same applies to AI prompts. The more specific context you provide, the better results. The core principle of clear prompts. The purpose can be conveyed by starting with a specific verb and noun. These examples, in turn, the intent can be indicated by adding context. Given the above, which of the following prompts contain both purpose and intent? From basic to brilliant. Context. Notice how the second prompt includes 3 key details. Therefore, when crafting your prompt, in this sense, which prompt would likely provide more actionable insights? Let's see how this works in the power of specificity. For example, when asking about market, which contextual element most significantly improves a business-related prompt? Guidelines for adding context. The key is to ask yourself, avoiding mistakes. For instance, when asking about customer service, instead stick to adding the most necessary details. See? Well done. The key here is to understand that the key takeaways. Add relevant context to transform basic prompts into powerful queries. Techniques that understanding advanced technique. The thing is that while technique 1, prompt layering. Why does this work better? Because AI, like humans, so instead of asking one big question, what's the main advantage of breaking down complex queries? Layering in action. Well done. Otherwise, if the prompt technique 2, why compare? For example, what makes comparative prompts valuable? Combining both this combined approach helps. Now, what's the best way to combine layering and comparison? Good job. Remember, start with broader questions before diving deep. Use each. Have you ever noticed that AI responses can be unsatisfactory even when the prompt seems lack of specificity and use precise language to indicate insufficient background information? For example, how can over-reliance on AI example? Neglecting prompt, experiment with let's imagine you want to, otherwise it will lead to an answer. Here are 5 things that generally, as you see, this answer gives. Let's see how it will change. Good job. Wrapping up. That's it for today. Remember, the key is DeepSeek empowers learners to explore any subject by acting as both a curator and a guide, crafting effective queries. The key to unlock. To try this approach, imagine you want to learn a new. Very good. Structuring learn. For example, search, summarizing, and synthesizing. From insights to, for instance, fine-tuning your queries. How could you refine the following prompt to make it more specific and actionable? Original query. Summarize machine learning trends. Synthesizing If you use prompts like revolutionizing learning, the journey doesn't stop. Key takeaways. Get ready to apply these strategies as we dive into the next advanced capability of DeepSeek. Struggling to spark how DeepSeek powers your idea. Imagine this scenario. Effective brainstorming starts again with See? Now you have idea. Scenario example. DeepSeek's region-specific capabilities make it, for instance, which query would help DeepSeek deliver the most actionable solution for a logistics issue? DeepSeek is your ultimate partner for once you've brainstormed ideas. Unsure whether to focus on which factors should you evaluate with DeepSeek when refining business ideas? Brainstorming isn't limited to individuals. Let's say your team brainstormed 15 new marketing strategies and needs to shortlist the top 3 based on ROI and engagement potential. How can DeepSeek assist? Well done! Key takeaways. Now that you've explored brainstorming, get ready to encounter DeepSeek's potential. Generate content effortlessly. DeepSeek's advanced AI capabilities need blog topics for it. Start by clearly tailor your content by identifying your target. Outline specific requirement. Now try to do it yourself. Also, DeepSeek Example, outline a white paper on DeepSeek adapts which prompt ensures DeepSeek delivers focused content for a marketing campaign. Beyond text, DeepSeek inspires visual content. Need an approachable tone? Which elements should you include in a DeepSeek prompt for content creation? DeepSeek supports team. For example, if your team needs a content plan for a product launch targeting tech-savvy millennials, how can DeepSeek assist? Key takeaways. Great job on content creation. Stay tuned for the Understanding the market and competitors is DeepSeek revolutionizes market research by identifying. Let's say you're researching the health food industry. DeepSeek, the effectiveness of DeepSeek Let's try a clear query to help DeepSeek generate precise. See the result? So if you were to consider DeepSeek evaluates your competitors by For regional markets, DeepSeek provides data that highlights which query would deliver the most actionable market insights. DeepSeek doesn't just analyze current strategies. It tracks, for instance, DeepSeek, given what you learned, which metrics are most critical for evaluating competitors with DeepSeek. With this knowledge, you can now use key takeaways. Get ready to take these insights further as we explore the unlocking marketing strategy potential. Crafting a marketing strategy in DeepSeek brings a data-driven approach to market. Here's a possible use case. If your goal is building a marketing strategy, provide key details like your industry. Be explicit about the format you DeepSeek simplify. DeepSeek doesn't stop at basic recommendations. Marketing success often depends on using the prompt example. Design which query would yield the most detailed recommendations for a digital ad campaign? DeepSeek ensures your client wants to target Gen Z with a back-to-school campaign for a stationery brand. What prompt would you use to ensure key takeaways? Now that you've learned about marketing strategy formulation with DeepSeek, the next step is exploring how it powers business automation in the next lesson. DeepSeek and business automation. Modern businesses thrive on efficiency and precision. By API integration, businesses can connect DeepSeek to their own. Another analogy is that an API works like ordering food through it. To use DeepSeek's API, you can create your API key simply. Click the Access API button on DeepSeek's website main page. Then you should copy the key when it's created. And every API interaction has two parts. What businesses actually use DeepSeek's API for? In this context, what you will need some common endpoints within the DeepSeek API. Let's see what this looks like in practice. This way, instead of manually researching for hours, your user can simply ask the in-product how businesses set this up. The one-time setup process. Get access. Your IT team. Now let's do a couple of quiz exercises. Imagine your team needs a weekly summary of healthcare industry trends. What type of API function would they set up? Next, your marketing team wants automated weekly reports on sustainable fashion trends. What would they ask their IT team to set up? Good job. Once you're comfortable, key takeaways. APIs let businesses connect DeepSeek to their own tools automatically. Ready to see more automation possibilities? The next lesson explores how business API. In the previous lesson, you learned how APIs let businesses connect DeepSeek to their services. Now, you'll see how API can be why custom workflows matter. Advanced workflows can combine multiple. Here's what that request looks like technically. This type of setup combines two topics into one request, scheduling regular updates. These automated updates can be stored. Example, automating weekly report. To automate this, what this script does in plain language, connects to DeepSeek. Next, to build a workflow, example workflow. So given what you learned, what's the best way to get weekly updates on competitor pricing without manual work? Turning data into your team opens the dashboard. How this works technically. Wrapping up. All in all, understanding what's key takeaways. Custom workflows combine multiple DeepSeek queries into comprehensive automated reports. IT teams write scripts that handle the technical details. You define business requirements. Workflows run on schedule. Take these strategies and start building your own workflows with DeepSeek. It's time to put everything you've learned into action. This practice session will reinforce your understanding of DeepSeek's advanced capability. Let's start with crafting a query for independent research. Now that you've structured a query for which query is most effective for addressing a high cart abandonment rate in e-commerce? Next, let's explore content creation. With content creation covered, what is the most effective query for analyzing competitors in the skincare market? Lastly, let's explore how DeepSeek. You want to automate data retrieval for a weekly performance report using DeepSeek. Which approach is most efficient? Congratulations! This was, moreover, by practicing with realistic scenarios. Key takeaways. As you move forward, remember these things. Last but not least, keep learning, exploring, and innovating.